Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! So from the river to the sea! From the river to the sea!
It's not war, it's genocide.
It's not war, it's genocide.
Not a nickel, not a dime.
Not a nickel, not a dime.
Stop funding genocide.
Stop funding genocide.
We won't pay for genocide.
We won't pay for genocide.
All that? Isn't that amazing? Shouldn't that be a UofT-wide policy? If we're not going to do anything about it, at least let the students protest?
In the Department of Historical and Cultural Studies, and it's really an honor to have been invited to talk to you today. I want to thank all of you, brave students, for teaching all of us what true, action-based commitment to equity and justice looks like. I want to thank you for our courage to put them to the service of liberation of all beings, from Turtle Island to Palestine, to Congo, to Yemen, to Sudan, and to Lebanon. One day, UofT will disclose, divest, and cut ties. When it does, it will be because of you. You are history, and you are the university. Never forget that. I'm not the only person who wants to thank you today. 2 Gazans I know have sent me a few words which they want me to share with you all. The first message is from Ali. Ali was a 4th-year undergraduate student in archaeology when the second Nakba genocide began last year. His family and him are part of the small number of Gazans who made it to Cairo, where I had the pleasure of meeting him last April. So this is what Ali wants me to say to you on his behalf. First of all, I send my greetings to all the free university students who always stand by the right, justice, and humanity, and reject injustice and corruption, so that this world can live in peace, justice, and security. After that, I am sending you this message to say thank you for everything you do for us. We are happy that you are by our side, and we see what you do for us. When we see what you do for us, it helps us to stand more firm, because it makes us feel that there is someone who feels for us and stands by us in light of all the injustice that is happening to us, while many of those who claim rights, freedom, justice, and equality just watch without doing anything. Finally, I want to say that your voice is strong, very strong, and has an impact and echo all over the world. Otherwise, they would not have used a policy of oppression, violence, and cheap punishments against you. Thank you very much. The second message, I don't want to take up too much of your time with this message that comes from the heart of Gaza. I would like to thank you for your continuous solidarity, which gives us hope despite the continuous bombing, killing, and hunger. When we see you standing with us, we feel hope and love between free peoples. Continue to demand an end to this war that lays to waste our people, nature, and homes. When we see you standing in solidarity with us, we feel hopeful that we will see freedom soon despite the unbearable siege and famine. It is hard to believe that in the year 2024, famine and forced displacement are upon us. I hope that we will keep standing strong together until peace and safety prevail for all of us. Thank you, free people. Gaza loves you. So lots of love to you all. Free Palestine, and may UofT disclose, divest, and cut ties soon.
Then you're next, then you're next, until you are pushed all the way outside of your country or down into the grave. That is the reality in Gaza. That is the reality that Israel, the occupation, is trying to push, and now in Lebanon, now in Syria. They are trying to take over the countries around them. They are trying to take over. They are an occupation for a reason. They will kill and kill and kill and take whatever they can until they take everything, until there's nothing left to take. That is why the system of colonialism must be dismantled, not just at the occupation, not just in Israel, but even here in Canada, in so-called Canada, even in so-called America, even in the UK, no matter where it is. The system of colonialism is so deeply rooted in how we live today that it is up to us to make sure that we make the change in the future that we want to see. And as the people who are walking out of their class, or as the people who are sitting in their class can hear us now questioning, why are they back again? Because it has been 369 days since the genocide began. Shame. It has been 76 years of illegal occupation, illegal apartheid, and the stolen dignity of the Palestinians. Shame. And the occupation, after 76 years and 369 days, decided they can go out of their way to now invade Lebanon, to now invade Syria, to bomb Yemen, to bomb Iraq, to bomb all of these neighboring countries. Because the university is complicit. Because the students aren't loud enough. Because the students aren't doing enough. Because the people aren't doing enough. But that's the problem. We are doing enough. And that's the thing. We need to do more. What we're doing, we might be hitting the streets every weekend. We might be doing the occasional protest or the walkout at school. But we need to make sure that there is no business as usual. No business as usual while a genocide is happening. While they are using our money, either our tuition or our tax, to fund the killing of innocent people, to fund the stealing of land that didn't belong to them. Shame on UofT! Shame on UofT! Gaslighter Gertler! You're committing murder! Gaslighter Gertler! You're committing murder! You're committing murder! And from the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Even here at UofT! Walk out at UofT! No more complicity! Walk out at UofT! No more complicity! So free Palestine! Free Palestine! And from the river to the sea! Free Gertler! Stop bombing our people! Stop bombing our people! The University of Toronto is complicit in every act of war that the occupation commits on every country in Palestine. Morality says that it's okay to kill children. Their morality says that it's okay.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Okay, this next chant, I'm gonna say something and then I need y'all to. The more they try to silence us,
The louder we will be!
the more they try to silence us,
The louder we will be!
the more they try to silence us,
The louder we will be!
the more they try to silence
The
us.
louder we will be!
15,000 total students here at UTSC. that number, that many children are left with no limbs?
Shame!
3 churches and 814 mosques bombed and destroyed. All colleges and universities such as this one, bombed and destroyed. 2 million people displaced because they don't have a home to go back to. U of T, and especially UTSC's admin, have chosen and choose to stay and remain silent and quiet despite us showing up to their door time and time again protesting. Their silence is not neutral, like I said, it's a choice. A choice to ignore the brutal reality that Palestinians face every single day and continue to face today. And in this silence, the university becomes an accomplice. How can an institution claim to educate, to nurture critical thinking, while failing to stand against the most fundamental human rights? How is that possible?
Shame!
But today we say no more. We say no more because we refuse to allow our university to hide behind its polished walls and these brand new buildings and amazing infrastructure. We refuse to let them hide behind their office walls and their eloquent statements about inclusive excellence, because we all know it's not inclusive at all. Today we walk out because we carry within us the stories of those who've been erased off the face of this earth. We walk out because we will not let their suffering be a footnote in history. We walk out because we stay protesting. We continue to protest and speak out against what's wrong. But UofT doesn't. That's why we're here. We walk out because we believe that we need to stand up for what's right. Today, our footsteps are not just a protest, they're a promise. A promise that we will fight against the erasure of Palestine. That we will hold this institution, we will hold UTSC accountable. That we will not rest until justice prevails. We know that history is watching, and we will not be the generation that stood by while an entire genocide took place. That's why, on a final note, I want you all to continue speaking in every single space on campus and continue saying the word Palestine. If the admin doesn't, you have the power. And we have the power to say it, the word Palestine. We have the power to advocate for it every single day in every space we're in. No matter you're in a lecture or talk to your prof, you're having a meeting with EDIO, you're having a meeting with whoever, talk about Palestine. It's been 369 days. I know we all get tired. I know the momentum is slowing down, but that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they're counting on. They're counting on our expiration date of our momentum, this momentum that we had. They're counting on it. That's why we can't let them. We can't let them continue to take advantage of us and bomb our brothers and sisters back home. We can't let them do that. That's why I urge you to continue speaking up. Come to SCSU. Go to any club, whether you're part of a club, a DSU, whatever it is, any organization. Host events, host spaces where people can share how they're feeling and do walkouts. So, walk out with us because we can't stand for UofT's complicity, for continuous complicity. That's why we chant, and we chant again and again. The walk out at UofT. No more complicity.
No more complicity.
Walk out at UofT.
Walk out at UofT.
No more complicity.
No more complicity.
From campus to occupied land.
Campus to occupied land.
UofT, take a stand.
UofT, take a stand.
UofT, you claim to lead.
UofT, you claim to lead.
Silent while people bleed.
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 UofT, you will see.
UofT, you will see.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine
Shame on you.
Go home.
UofT, you can hide.
UofT, you can hide.
You're condoning genocide.
You're condoning genocide.
You're condoning genocide.
You're condoning genocide.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
We have mindless hate that is spewed against us because we're calling for an end of a clear genocide, because we're calling to an end of a clear occupation and a clear illegal apartheid. And they continue to lie, they continue to say things, disgusting things like that I won't even dare to repeat. Shame on UofT!
Shame on UofT.
Shame on UofT!
Shame on UofT.
UofT, you will see!
UofT, you will see.
UofT, you will see!
UofT, you will see.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
The students united will never be defeated. UofT, pick a side.
UofT, pick a side.
Justice, not defeated.
United will never be defeated.
UofT, you will see.
UofT, you will see.
Will be free.
Palestine will be free.
UofT, you can hold.
It's not genocide.
UofT, hear our plea.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Good morning, everyone. We are here today from the Canadian Federation of Students, Ontario, and we are here to impress upon you people, students of conscience, that we cannot stop, we cannot rest until every single institution across so-called Canada divests from weapons and arms manufacturers and divests from genocide and destruction of the people of Palestine. We know that our institutions are complicit. We know that they seek to manufacture our consent for genocide, for occupation, for apartheid, and we say shame. Shame! Shame!
Shame.
We cannot rest. We cannot allow the apartheid, settler colonial, genocidal state of Israel to continue to enact its violence on Palestine, on Lebanon, and on the region of the Middle East. We must take a principled stance, and we must continue to escalate for the people of Gaza and for Palestine. From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
We know as students who are living, working, and learning in the belly of the beast that we have a direct responsibility to disrupt Western imperialism. We have a direct responsibility to ensure that so-called Canada knows and understands that it cannot know business as usual as long as it continues to fund the genocide of Palestine. We know that Palestine has undergone occupation and apartheid for over 75 years and undergone genocide for over a year. Shame! Shame! We know that people like Merrick Gertler, like Justin Trudeau, like Melanie Joly are directly financially responsible for the genocide of Palestine, and we must take a stand and continue to take a stand until that ends. We cannot rest until we see a free and total liberation of Palestine, until we see sovereignty for the people of Palestine, and until we see the end of settler colonialism from Turtle Island to Palestine.
When I
I say disclose, divest, y'all are going to answer, we will not stop, we will not rest. Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest. Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest. Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest. We know that our students specifically, when we continue to speak on Palestine, when we continue to take that step forward and call out our administrations for the way that they are guilty and complicit in genocide, we need to continue moving forward. Student union autonomy is under attack. Administrations are going to use tactics in order to implement divide, in order to create division among us, so that we do not stay a united student movement. We need to stay, can I get a shade? We need to stay consistent. We need to stay united in this movement. Let us not fall victim to the tactics of an administration to separate us, to divide us. From here on out, as we continue to be, and as we have started to be, we need to stay united. We know our administrations are using our tuition dollars to fund genocide. Can I get a shame? Shame! Our administrations continue to be backed into our corner by donors specifically who continue to invest daily in weapons and arm manufacturers. Can I get a shame? Shame! We will not stand for this. We will not continue to be silent. We will not allow ourselves to be silenced by administrations. We will continue to disrupt because business cannot continue as usual. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Free Palestine! UofT, your hands are red! UofT, your hands are red!
UofT, your hands are red.
200,000 people dead!
200,000 people.
United will never be defeated! The students!
United will never be defeated.
Will
never be defeated.
The students!
United will
Palestine!
free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
So from the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea.
Even here at UofT!
Even here at UofT.
Even here at UofT!
Even here at UofT.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine. From the river to the sea.
Even here at UofT!
Even here at UofT.
Disclose! Divest!
We will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose! Divest!
We will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose! Divest! Disclose! Divest!
We will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose! Divest!
We will not stop, we will not rest.
Disclose, divest,
We will not stop, we will not rest.
disclose, divest.
We will not stop, we will not rest.
The students united will never be defeated.
The students united will never be defeated. Take the side.
Ceasefire, not genocide.
Ceasefire, not genocide.
Okay, hi guys.
Allow me before I look at my phone. I wanted to start with it.
Anyone is bothered by sunlight in your eyes, you can move this way as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome to do that.
Yeah. Please feel. Okay. I want to start with an Arabic word. It's the word qahed. Those of you who are Arab might already know what it means, but I'm going to try my best to explain it to you guys for those of you who don't speak the language. Khadija Jazani writes that there's no English equivalent to the Arabic word qahed. The dictionary says anger, but it's not really anger, and it's more like when you take anger and place it on a low fire and then add injustice, oppression, racism, dehumanization, and then leave it to cook very slowly for a century. And then you try to say it, scream it, but no one hears you. So it sits in your heart and then it settles in your cells until finally it's part of your genetic imprint. And then it moves through generation. And one day you find yourself unable to breathe. You try to breathe, but it washes over you and it demands to break out. You weep, and then the cycle repeats. Qahed is the exact manifestation of my feelings. My feelings for the past 20 years, my families before that, and my generations prior for 76 years. Those feelings amplified 50-fold a little over 1 year ago. It has been over 1 year. 1 year of leveling my land, 1 year of families buried under the rubble, 1 year of attempted erasure, 1 year of genocide. In a little over a year, we've watched, according to Al Jazeera's live tracker, 42,814 documented deaths.
Shame! Shame!
The Lancet study says the number could be closer to 186,000.
Shame! Shame!
We've watched as the land becomes unsalvageable. We've watched as bodies become unrecognizable to their once closest family members. We watch that they have to write their names on their body parts to be recognized when they pass. We watch children write their own wills, rationing where their toys and their pocket money is to go when they pass.
Shame! Shame!
We watch them learn the colonizers' language and use that to ask them to please stop bombing us. We've watched the complete and indescribable horror be unleashed on the Palestinian people, but not only the Palestinian people, the people of Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, and any country adjacent, whoever dares to stand up for what is right. As we stand here today, we're not just reflecting on 369 days of devastation, but on a continuation of decades of oppression, dispossession, and systematic violence towards the Palestinian people and beyond. In a year, we've seen that truly, despite the immense suffering, the Palestinian spirit remains unbreakable. They refuse to be silenced. We refuse to be silenced. We've seen people, young and old, stay resilient in the face of adversity, fighting for the most basic human rights: the right to exist, live in peace, to return, and their ability to stand steadfast is a testament to the indomitable Palestinian spirit, that even in the face of ethnic cleansing, they continue to resist and demand justice. In a year, we've watched inaction from those who are supposed to stand for justice, our institutions and the media. For years, students, faculty, and activists at this very university have called for divestment from companies that profit from the occupation of Palestine. But our administration continues to turn a deaf ear towards these calls. By continuing to invest in these corporations, UofT is complicit in funding apartheid and genocide. What does it mean to claim values of equity, diversity, and inclusion when those stop at Palestine's borders? What does it mean when the moral courage of these institutions of higher learning where is that they're supposed to embody? The refusal of to divest is more than just a financial decision. It is a political statement. It sends a message that Palestinian lives just don't matter, that our cries for justice, for dignity, freedom, they can just be ignored. It's not neutrality, it's complicity, and it continues to be. So to those who have turned a blind eye, whether that be institutions or people, and sought to silence this ongoing genocide, let it be clear. History will remember where you stood. The truth cannot be hidden forever. Every bomb dropped, every child killed, and every family displaced is a stain on the human conscience. As we move forward, let us carry the weight of this past year as not a burden, but as fuel for our resistance. Let the feelings of qahr, that deep, untranslatable anguish, guide us. We owe it to the generations who have fought before us and to the future generations who deserve to inherit a world free of this pain. We will continue to fight for what is right, to fight for divestment. We will continue to amplify Palestinian voices and continue to demand an end to genocide. Despite the darkness, I believe that justice will prevail. Thank you, and free Palestine.
Woo!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
UofT, you claim to lead!
Solution!
It's a student revolution!
It's a student revolution!
There is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
It's a student revolution!
It's a student
I'm
revolution!
gonna say one solution, you guys are gonna say revolution. One solution!
Revolution!
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 There is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
It's a student revolution!
It's a student revolution!
There is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
It's a student revolution!
It's a student revolution!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice.
No peace. No justice, no peace.
If-
Shame!
So they decided to threaten their students with violence.
Shame!
They decided to allow hate speech to continue against their students. They decided to sue their students and take them to court. And you know what? The students ended up winning. While the courts told us that we had to leave the People's Circle for Palestine, they still told us that saying intifada, which simply means uprising and overthrowing, and from the river to the sea, and many different chants that the university administration dared to call anti-Semitic, wasn't actually anti-Semitic. Some of these words are just Arabic words, and the university administration decides to tell a bunch of Arabs, and you don't know what your language means. One of the students who got sued came out beyond victorious. All of the students came out beyond victorious, but we have one of them with us now who is going to speak about his own experience at the encampment, his experience during the lawsuit, and how the University of Toronto abandoned their own students and stakeholders. Please.
Let me remind you all, you know the community alerts we get, those emails that we get on our U Toronto email? UofT telling us information, what's happening on campus? I haven't seen one in like 2 months since the encampment ended. That's so weird because every day when the encampment was there, every single day they'd send an email. You know why?
Why?
I wonder why. It's because UofT likes to alienate their own students. Every single day, negative things about the encampment. Every single day, the encampment is inciting violence, is promoting hate speech, is doing this, is doing that. But the court said no to all of that. They spent millions of dollars in legal fees to try and sue their students, and yet the judge said, nope, the only thing the students did wrong was occupy the land, which the students are stakeholders, by the way. So even that is... But anyway, the injunction ruling came out on our side, as Omar said, because they said there was no hate speech at the encampment. There was nothing hateful at all. No discrimination against anyone. No anti-Semitism from our side at all. Yet, UofT never said that in their last email. They failed to acknowledge that nothing hateful was coming out of the encampment. The only thing they highlighted was that the court had ordered the students to leave, and if they don't leave, we're going to call TPS, Toronto Police Service, and let them do whatever they want. Shame! 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 No, the Students United have never been defeated and will not be defeated. With that being said, I introduce Saeed Murad, and he'll take it away from here.
Hi. I'm excited. I'm just quite excited. I've been making some public speaking before, but this time this crowd is larger than I expected. So kudos to everyone who joined here. I just want to appreciate my brothers who introduced me that way, but I'm not worthy of their nice words, to be honest. And my plan was actually not to talk about the encampment, just to talk about the general experiences, Palestinian experiences, and how our freedom of speech is suppressed in Canada, in universities. That's why I prepared a speech. But before I go into my speech, I just wanted to touch on what Omar talked about, the encampment. So the encampment, how many of you visited the encampment? Just raise your hands. Good. Kind of good amount of people. I wish everyone had that opportunity and visited the encampment and saw the inspiring solidarity in the encampment and beyond. Seeing the professors, students, young children, like kids, like families, community who showed up, and we were having inspiring conversations on a daily basis. Whenever I was in the encampment, I used it as an opportunity to kind of increase my wisdom and learn more about Palestine, learn more about Sudan and other oppressed peoples. We're not just talking about Palestine, because all the oppression is united as the oppressors are united. So that's why it is so important that we remain steadfast and we remain united in our plea. And we will see, inshallah, one day, Palestine will be free. So the court process, Omar basically told you about almost everything. That the university sued us. They spent $1 million in the injunction court filing, and they named around like 10 students, including myself. I just want to draw your attention to one point. The university chose to name their students in the injunction. Yes. The University of Waterloo, when they filed their injunction, they did not name their students. They just put anyone in the encampment is subject to this injunction court ruling. But at UofT, they targeted their students. Do you know why they chose those 10 or like 9 real named students, respondents? Can you make a guess why? Exactly. And you know why they chose those specific students? No, it's not because they're Palestinians. Like, yes, some of them are Palestinians.
Because they were speaking out.
Exactly, because they were speaking out. Because the university was afraid of our voices. They chose the Occupy UofT, the encampment organizers, media spokespeople. They chose the people who went on media and spoke in favor of the encampment and spoke up for Palestine. They chose me because I was very active on Twitter and posting every day, like 10 posts every day, and calling them out. Even one of the University of Toronto governing council members, well-known social media troll, Dr. David Jacobs, he targeted me on social media and blocked me. And I know for a reason why the University of Toronto chose me, because of my 2 tweets, just 2 tweets, 2 social media posts, to sue, to include me in the injunction file, because they wanted to make us silenced. Are we going to be silenced?
No!
Are we going to keep speaking up?
Yes!
Are we going to keep speaking up for Palestine?
Yes!
For Sudan?
Yes!
For Lebanon?
Yes!
For Syria?
Yes!
For all the oppressed peoples, indigenous peoples?
Yes!
Yes, that's what I wanted to see. Thank you for this. Now, thank you. Now I'm going to make the boring part, and I'm going to make my speech that I prepared, if you don't mind. So, like my friend said, my name is Said. Said means happy in Arabic. What's the Turkish name? Ends with T, Said. I'm a political science student at University of Toronto Scarborough. Technically, this is my 5th year in UTSC. I've been taking my time and doing some activities involved with human rights organizations, volunteering with various human rights organizations, advocating for justice. This is the keyword, justice and equity. These experiences have shaped who I am, but they have also exposed me to the deep injustices which we face in the world today. I stand before you today because, like many of you, I cannot ignore what's happening around us. I cannot stay silent while injustice flourishes, and I know that many of you feel the same way. Yesterday, I saw a quote and I said this is worth sharing today. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Those words could not ring truer today. What do we see when we speak up for the rights of Palestinians? What do we see? People losing their jobs, people getting doxxed, smeared and silenced, people like you and me being treated like criminals simply because we dare to stand up for human dignity. I've seen activists lose their jobs, their careers, and their livelihoods simply because they had the courage to stand in solidarity with Palestine. I ask you, are we missing something? Do we live in Israel? Why does it feel like the Israeli armed forces enjoy impunity, even in Canada? Look at what just happened to a Muslim chaplain at UTSC, Imam Omar Patel. He was fired over an alleged social media post criticizing Israeli soldiers. The post wasn't even his, yet the mere accusation was enough to cost him his livelihood. This is not an isolated incident. We have seen doctors, practitioners, and even tenured professors who should be protected by academic freedom lose their positions for daring to speak up. And here is where it hits close to home. Why does my university, the University of Toronto, feel justified in suing its own students, including myself, for standing up for Palestinian rights? Why are we being targeted for exercising our right to protest against violence, oppression, and genocide? Why? Again, am I missing something here? Has Canada turned into Israel? Or has it simply surrendered to the will of those who wish to silence us? Look at our elected officials, our members of parliament and members of provincial parliament. Why do they act as if they represent foreign interests rather than their own people? Why are they targeting students, academics, and citizens who simply want to hold Canada accountable for its complicity in the atrocities happening in Gaza, Palestine, and Lebanon? Like I said, these are not isolated incidents. This is a pattern. This is an organized attempt to silence anyone who speaks out against the Israeli state's actions. Whether it's students or professionals, we are being told that we can no longer speak the truth. Are we going to be silenced? No! Are we going to stand up? Yes! Are we going to speak up? Yes. But we will speak the truth, because the truth is undeniable. What's happening in Gaza, in Palestine, and in parts of Lebanon is nothing short of ethnic cleansing, atrocity crimes, and genocide. Canada and its institutions are complicit either through their silence or their active support of these crimes. Shame. This is not just a political issue. This is a moral issue. This is about human rights. This is about resisting injustice wherever it may be, whoever it may target, and however powerful those behind it may seem. They will be shattered, they will be overthrown. I'd like to remind you again, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And that's why we are here. We resist because we must resist. Because silence is complicity. Because neutrality, like Hunayn mentioned earlier, neutrality in the face of genocide is a choice. And it's the wrong choice. Let's continue standing tall. Let's continue speaking up. Let's continue fighting. Because together, we are a force that cannot be ignored. And let it be known that we will not be silenced, not by universities, not by governments, not by anyone. I'd like to come by Rafat Al-Rar. You know Rafat? Yes. Rafat was a professor of world literature and creative writing at the Islamic University of Gaza, and the editor of Gaza Writes Back, short stories from young writers in Gaza, Palestine. He was killed by the Israeli occupation forces airstrike on December the 6th, 2023. Okay. Along with his brother, nephew, his sister, and three of her children. If I must die, I'd like to ask you to close your eyes while listening to this poem by Rafat al-Raf. Close your eyes and depict what he tried to say. If I must die, you must leave to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child, somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his death who left in a blaze, and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a story. Thank you.
I just want to quickly come up. It's a little muffled. I just want to quickly come up here and say, I know we brought this up before as well. I know it's been 369 days, more than a year, and 75 years, right? But since October 2023, it's been a year now, more than a year, and we said, oh, we might be getting tired, momentum slowing down. But I've said this before, I say it again, right? In the, not even in the most respectful way possible, but we don't have any right to feel like, oh, I'm tired, oh, the momentum's slowing down, I can take a break. 200,000 lives. Pages on pages of infants that did not even turn a year old yet were blown, generations destroyed. So, in all honesty, there is no right for us to be like, I'm tired, or I can slow down for a bit, until Palestine truly is free. Whether that takes 1 month, whether that takes 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, the fight has to continue, because we can't even fathom the level of catastrophe that they do over there for even 1 minute. And we can't. And we're here for a reason, because they are way stronger than us. We were put on this land, this stolen land, for a reason, because they are stronger than us. If we were there, it would have been over by now. It would have been finished. So they are stronger than us, but we need to be their voices. We need to be their eyes and ears. We need to be their souls, even for the departed. So I say again, don't slow down by any means. Make sure that you realize what's at stake. And make sure that you don't slow down your voices, you don't lower your voices, whether or not you're standing on university property or outside. So, when we do our chants, when we do anything, when you do anything, you do it with all your heart and soul, because all of that goes out to the people that are going through all of this, that we would not have the willpower to endure. So when I do a chant, I want everyone's voices to be at 110%. So I'm going to say one more time. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open up the Gaza door. 5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is a terrorist state. Israel is up. Israel is up.
after me. You can hear it first, but then repeat after me after that. Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Toronto University, we know what side you're on.
Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam.
Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Toronto University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Walk out at UofT.
Walk out at UofT.
No more complicity.
No more complicity.
Walk out at UofT.
Walk out at UofT.
No more complicity.
No more complicity.
Walk out at UofT.
Walk out at UofT.
End our complicity.
End our complicity.
No more complicity.
No more complicity.
Next, we have another student, Senator Rahim, who will be sharing a few words as well.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Hi guys. My name is Sana, as the name mentioned. I'm on the MSA. I was advocacy director last year. So that meant I was able to handle the burden of being in countless meetings with admin at this university. The response we got after bringing up your concerns, the response we got after countless protests was that this is beyond us. We cannot do anything. That is what they told us. I'm going to read you the UN definition of terrorism. According to the UN, terrorism is criminal acts, including against civilians, committed with the intent to cause death or serious bodily harm, or taking hostages with the purpose to provoke a state of terror in the general public or in a group of persons or particular persons. The state of Israel has done this and more. This did not start on October 7th. As much as they like to say this started on October 7th, this started way before that. Israel has been committing, Netanyahu, the war criminal, has been committing war crimes, especially in the past year, and this university stays complicit. They said it's beyond them. Does anyone remember the response after Russia attacked Ukraine? They were able to work then, weren't they? They were able to respond then, weren't they? They were able to make statements then, weren't they, supporting the Ukrainians? They had entire live streams, yet they can't say anything about the thousands of Palestinians murdered. They say they need to be there for both sides. But would you ever hear admin saying they need to be there for the Ukrainian students and the Russian students? They would never said that. We know who the peer oppressors are. We cannot stay silent. I am embarrassed to say that but are too blinded by money and donors to hold on to basic principles of morality. Innocent children are being murdered day by day, and yet admin find it so easy to turn a blind eye. An institution that puts such a large focus on reconciliation measures after eradication of thousands of indigenous lives years ago, but will silence staff and students from revealing the genocide that is currently going on. Let it be known, years from now, cowardice institutions such as UofT will come out with statements apologizing for their silence and their role in funding Zionism in order to shut us up. Only then it will be too late. More innocent blood will have been shed, more babies orphaned, more mothers and fathers will have already been traumatized by the abuse, starvation, and fear for survival caused by Israeli terrorism. Through your actions and vast difference in response, you have shown us that you believe Ukrainian lives are more worth worth more than Palestinian ones? That Zionist voices matter more than Muslim voices? You have shown Muslims, Palestinians, and supporters of Palestine time and time again that you will easily dispose of us when it benefits you. Muslim staff and students lack so much value to admin, and you have proved through your stance, you have proved the stance through your actions. We will no longer hear your empty words and promises. You have failed the community. Netanyahu's actions match the exact description of the UN definition of terrorism, yet they have the audacity to call us terrorists? So I say Israel is a terrorist state. You echo.
Israel is a terrorist state.
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 Israel is a terrorist state. Israel is a terrorist state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more.
Occupation no more.
Genocide no more.
Genocide no more.
We don't want your racist war.
We don't want your racist war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a terrorist state.
Israel is a racist state.
Israel is a racist state.
Stop the killing, stop the hate.
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 Louder, louder, say it more.
Louder, louder, say it more.
Not a conflict, not a war.
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 Why do children have to die?
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 It's not war, it's genocide.
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 We've been here for a while, so to conclude, I'll pass it over to Omar. And this doesn't end here. Know that we need to continue organizing and continue showing up in every space, like I said before, every space possible at this campus, at any campus, at any organization that's complicit. It's your responsibility to continue showing up.
Good afternoon. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. Whatever introduction I can give you to make you feel welcome. At the end of the day, thank you so much for coming to the walkout. And we hope that we can see you at our next walkout, at our next events, and our next actions. 369 days for people to acknowledge the fact that they are treated as strangers in their own land. Almost 80 years of carpet bombing, ethnic cleansing, occupation, apartheid walls, and countless massacres. For more than a year, either silently or loudly, we've been protesting against our institution's publicity. We've been hosting events, walkouts, teach-ins, everything to make sure that people learn as much about Palestine as possible. Now the world is waking up, but waking up isn't enough. Words are nothing without action, and God knows that action is necessary now. The point of protesting isn't for us to interact. The point of protesting isn't for us to socialize. The point of protesting isn't for us to pretend that it's an event we occasionally go to just to feel a little bit better about ourselves. The act of protest is the act of rejection. We will no longer allow our institution to be complicit in a genocide. The countless martyrs are not just numbers to dictate if this was big enough to be a genocide or not. The martyrs were people like you and I. They are more than your numbers. They are more than the lifeless bodies covered in white cloth. They lived, and they loved to live. The doctors, the teachers, the journalists, the future doctors, the future teachers, the future journalists, people who had dreams of continuing their education in an institution very similar to the very same that funds their killing. They had lives, they had dreams, they had aspirations. They could have been people to change the world if it weren't for the occupation. They could have been our future peers and future friends. But thanks to the University of Toronto funding a genocide and deciding that killing children is perfectly within their morals, we've now reached thousands,
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of martyrs. They killed journalists to silence the truth. They kill children so they can't grow up to resist their occupiers. They even kill your passion and anger just to tame you. After this, never come up to a Palestinian and ask them, how do we find peace between Israel and Palestine? With this, you are asking, how do we put Palestinians in the same shitty situation that they've been in for the past 76 years? How do we make sure Palestinians have no dignity and are forced to live under an occupation? How do we continue the erasure of the Palestinian culture, their traditions, and their existence as a whole? No Palestinian wants peace. Peace is a Western, imperialist, white supremacist idea. It's complacency in being under siege and occupation. It's complacency in living without dignity. It's complacency in being told that it's your fault that you're being killed. What we want is justice, and to get justice, we need liberation. We need an end to the Zionist regime, the end of the occupation, and the end of the blatant propaganda the Zionists have our institutions spout just so they can scare us and push us into a corner. The occupation